Hello and welcome to today's podcast episode, where today we'll be kind of talking about Nifty, which is our upcoming film challenge for this weekend, as well as just talking about some of the other film challenges that we do in this program. So today we're also highlighting some people that are working on that Nifty team. And so, yeah. You guys
could please introduce yourself first, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I'm Mark. I'm a fourth year in this program.
And I'm Max, and I'm a second year in this program.
He's vocal lead too.
I'm a vocal
He's
lead.
old. He's a
Also,
senior, though.
He's a
your grades,
senior vocal lead.
Your grades too.
I am a senior.
Oh, I'm a senior.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
both pretty old.
All right.
Unk
So
status.
I guess the first real question is, what is Nifty exactly?
You want to say
and-
what it stands for?
Yeah. What does it stand for?
I mean, like...
Okay, I got it. It's National Film Festival for
And it's like...
young
Talented.
For talent.
for talented youth.
For talented youth.
Talented youth. I said that.
You got it.
I came up with that.
Yeah.
It was-
Elliot's been doing this for like 40 years, you know, man. He's been cranking it
Unk
out.
Been working
status,
on Nifty
yeah.
for so long.
I think I forgot to introduce us.
Oh
Your
yeah,
hosts.
I'm Elliot.
Right,
But you should know me because I have an
Run it back
episode.
real quick.
Because you
Great,
watched my
great.
episode, right? You watched my episode, right?
We're your
Just
hosts
kidding.
today for today's podcast, McKenna, and
Elliot.
there you go.
I want to be here.
Moving
Great.
on, back to the question.
Yeah.
What is Nifty? Go.
Well, not just what it stands for, but what it actually is that Nifty is a lot of things. Like Nifty is actually like I think they're pretty sure they're a film festival like company. They do you know what I mean? It's not just like high school youth. It just happens that me and Max currently are competing in a 48-hour high school challenge. That'll be, I think it's premiered in Seattle at a theater. And I think it's a kind of a networking event mixed in with the fact that high school films will be played and then there's a winner. And I think they win like $1,000. I don't know. I think we win money, like something prize.
Okay.
And I think it goes towards your program. So we win like $1,000 towards the program. But Nifty is basically just a 48 film challenge. You have 48 hours to make a film and create. Wait, what?
Wow, that's rad.
Is your mic thing down?
Yeah.
Mine's up.
I think it's off.
Does that mean it's off?
Yeah, turn it up. You can put it up. This guy.
That's Elliot
Host.
McCoy.
One of our
now
hosts.
you can hear him. Now you can hear him. Did you just put it down?
Continue. Has it been down the whole time?
It has been down the whole time.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
So, yeah, this is Elliot McCoy, guys.
Elliot McCoy, our
gosh,
host.
Elliot McCoy.
Well, it's your
co-host.
episode, McKenna. You forced me on screen.
Co-host.
Co-host.
Gosh, a lot was going on behind the
Anyways.
scenes on this one.
Behind the scenes for this
I
episode.
can't.
Oh gosh.
Order in the court.
Okay.
Continue.
Back to Nifty.
Yeah, it's a 40-hour challenge. For our program specifically, and I think some other programs too, it's usually a senior-only competition. We do have one junior on the team this year, but that's because of other outside circumstances. But mostly, it's just a challenge for young, youthful. Mr. Hack kind of uses it as a stepping stone of allowing his seniors to kind of see what the real because our Nifty is kind of comparable to a Northwest, another big competition we compete in where we have all these schools in one collective, but except kind of Nifty's almost bigger in a way because it's like a Cannes. You guys know what Cannes is? Like that French film festival where if you win Cannes.
It's national though, right?
It's national. It is national.
So
yeah.
it's does that mean it's
huge.
across the nation?
It is across the nation.
It is a whole
Oh.
nation thing, Elliot
Yes.
McCoy.
Wow.
It is huge. It's pretty big. I would compare it to a high school kind of college version of Cannes or what's the one? I call it I said it was a California film festival earlier, but Mr. Hag said it was a Utah one. It's had Utah. It's called what is it? It's
Utah
it starts in
Film
S. It starts in S.
Sundance.
Sundance. It's actually
yeah,
held in
yeah.
Utah. I thought it was held in California, but Sundance. It's like that version, but for because Sundance and Cannes are the independent filmmaking where if you win there, you probably get nominated for an Oscar or something bigger. But that's kind of what we are. That's our stepping stone to
It's
getting closer to that.
Our version of Sundance.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I would say this is our version of Cannes. Nifty is our version of Cannes, and then
I want an Oscar.
Nifty.
Northwest.
Yeah, I'll win an Oscar probably in a year.
So, short words, it's a pretty
Almost
big
there,
deal.
Mark.
It's one of the biggest, I would say, next to Northwest
yeah.
competitions in our program that we do. So yeah, it's pretty chill.
It's pretty awesome. You'll do it next year, and you'll do it in 2 years.
Pretty massive.
That's a word for it.
It's a pretty
Moving on.
It's a pretty massive competition, and you could, with the groups we have, you could say that the competition that our schools bring is kind of fading, but
Okay,
and the levels
Mark-
we're at right now
Mark-
is pretty low, but we're getting closer. We're getting closer to something great, you know? Something massive in our own leagues.
Okay.
We're tapering away the bad things.
Let's cut it off.
Let's
there.
get
Okay.
back to let's cut back to the chase.
We're getting,
Okay.
we're getting lost
Nifty.
in the sauce here.
We're gonna get
guys.
lost in the sauce.
I am the
so
sauce.
moving on. Next question. So obviously you guys are doing Nifty, but what has been your other experiences with film challenges?
I'll let Max start off.
Yeah,
So
and Max.
to start us off as a second year, I actually haven't done like any film festivals before, which this is
Bruh.
going to be a very new experience for me. Not only am I thankful that Mark pulled me into this, but I'm also like excited to give this a go.
I did do
So,
that.
this whole experience has been new and exciting for me. So that's why I don't really know a lot of stuff. But the best part about video production is you're given lots of opportunities. And so Nifty is gonna be one of the ways where I feel like I'm gonna be able to not only improve as just like a student, but also improve as a video production student, right? And learn these traits. And that's why I'm very thankful that I'm gonna be able to start us off with this.
and he'll
Even
be
though-
back
Great.
as a fifth year next year.
started off big.
fifth year startup.
Starting off massive.
Yes, starting
I
off
would
with
say.
a massive
McKenna, it's not
festival.
funny when you say it.
Oh my gosh. That was fantastic coming from Max.
Yeah.
This is number Horror Fest, SDN, 60 hour, 60 hour, Insomniacs.
Unk.
Oh,
We
if
said
you're counting Northwest, it's
Your
like
mic.
it's 11th or 14th maybe. It's either my 11th or 14th, depending if you're counting Northwest or not.
That's a really different number. 11 and 14.
No, because if you count Northwest, because I've competed in Northwest two times. No, so it's like 11 or 13.
That's still a pretty big gap.
That's still a decent gap.
Okay, we'll
pretty
say this is my
massive gap.
this is my 13th competition I've probably
Got
competed
it.
in. But no, this is my 14th competition I've competed in. 14th.
We're only slightly certain that Mark can count.
Bro's
One, two,
been
three,
on the reels
five.
too much.
Reels too much. Well, okay.
For those who know, the reels have been
but I
distraction.
calculated my own numbers for my reels, so you gotta number that. Like I sat there on the pace sheet
He
and I was
learns
like,
from the algorithm.
I learned from the algorithm. So I was reel 1, reel 2, reel 3, reel 8, and then you go into reel 10.
So how many competitions have you competed in the competitions, Mark?
I've done 13 over
13.
competitions.
13 got
competitions.
That's almost as old as my brother.
6 of those being, I think, 60-hour competitions. SDN's like a more like I think it's like a 4-day one. I don't know, like maybe like it's like more like 120. I don't know.
And then
It's longer, but
And then
it's like
Insomniacs and stuff.
Insomniacs also counts. Like that's like I don't know.
Yeah.
I've done like 60 hours,
Yeah.
I think.
To say the least, he's a
So I guess that
veteran.
kind of leads pretty well into the one of the questions I have written down of like, what is your biggest takeaway with the time limited type competitions? The 60-hour Nifty's 48 hours. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet, but
If you don't have a good team, you're gonna fail. If you need to build your team around the skills that you have, and if you're not honest with yourself and be like, if you just sit there and be like, I'm good at everything, I could do everything by myself, you're cooked. Me and Ryland, Ryland's been on this podcast before, but like Ryland's another person that's competing in a ton of competitions. Like me and Ryland have done together, like me and him both done like competitions where we just did ourselves. We did everything ourselves. Yeah, they sucked because we have skills that we lack, and me and him need each other to like do like to be good. And me and him need James, another person that's amazing at editing. We need a good editor.
James.
We need James
James, shout out.
to save us sometimes. Like it's like we can't just do everything by ourselves. Like no matter how good we get, we need somebody else. Like that's the biggest thing that I've taken away is like if you don't have a good team, then you're certified cooked. Like you're done. Like for example, like
prom king.
yeah, you got to be like, oh, sorry, yeah, prom kings. But yeah, that's like, I mean, like if you don't have a good team based around yourself, and like then you're cooked. And it goes with anything. It goes with sports. That goes with yeah. But that's the biggest thing I've taken away. Is like if I don't have a good team, I'm cooked.
so Max, what do you have
I
to
think
say
I could
about
win a
that?
football game by myself.
What do you got
Kennedy
to
Catholic, watch out.
What do you got to say
Yes.
about teamwork,
for
Max?
for that one, one thing I've been, or at least that's different for this that I haven't encountered yet is the time sensitive to this. And so one thing I've been learning, and at least listening to Mark a lot during this planning and preparation to this project, is, like you said, teamwork is important. And one thing I think right now we're focusing on a lot right now is the pre-production, such as communication. And to what, like Mark said before, we are communicating, we are making sure we have what we need, and we've kind of specified it, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but this is also a busy time when it's getting placed, right? There's a lot of stuff going on here in video production and also here just at Tahoma High School. So there's a lot of events that everyone's trying to get involved in. And so this is also just kind of in the mix of things. But one thing I guess so far that I'm taking away or learning even from this experience right now is communication can get us through and really sort through and, have us succeed. Otherwise, it won't.
Awesome. See, you guys are just giving me such easy transitions. So like building off of that, what have you been doing to plan for Nifty this weekend?
I made a slideshow.
Are you going to present to the team?
About what? It's defining everybody's roles and defining the roles, how to be good at your roles. But it's only the on-set
ones. Can I be
ones.
media team management in Hollywood?
What?
I'll be in Hollywood. Can I be? Never mind.
I'm putting Violet on team management because she's really bossy. Sorry, Violet.
Oh my God.
Violet's gonna I'm being serious. I don't care if Violet sees. I don't care if this even gets cut out. Violet's gonna go and she's gonna Braden. I'm put Braden's director because I think he's very creative. But what's gonna happen is that if Braden's out of line, he's like, no, we need more time on this. She's gonna grab him by the underwear and then throw him in the car. And I know what type of that's the thing about me is that I can look at all these people in an outside point of view, and I know I'm gonna be doing Bear Den the same weekend, so I probably won't be able to be on set with these people. So I'm gonna be like, okay, I know exactly what everybody's good at, and I'm just gonna string them in the exact same spots. So that's what the slideshow is. I'm gonna put you in these spots. I'm gonna tell you how to do them, and I know, and I'm looking at your skills and how good you are in certain things, and I know Violet is gonna kill these guys if they don't do it right. Violet's the only female in the group, and she's gonna rip these guys in half. And I actually can't wait. I hope to hear from Braden how much of a pain in the butt Violet is. and
it's all gonna work out.
I hope to hear
we
that.
We love Violet.
Violet's great, but that's the hope. That's the role I want to put her in.
She's gonna keep the group glued together.
She's gonna keep it glued, and she's gonna be time management. She's gonna be looking at the watch, keeping it straight. That's what I hope. I hope
that's the goal, at least. I think.
Yeah.
Pre-production of it.
Yeah, and I think she'll keep it controlled, and then Braden will be director because I think he's very good at telling what a vision is. If you've seen his announcement's looking really good. His Back to the Future one, and he's really good.
That'll be this Monday.
Yeah, and. Another thing is, and I'm putting cinematographer is going to be Andy because Andy's really good at having this
Andy was on our last podcast. He's very good with camera.
He's really good with having these direct good shots, and he understands kind of the beauty of everything.
Yeah, he's good with cameras.
Yeah. And then Max and Cameron are in these little misc spots. We're like, what do they do? I think I'm gonna put Cameron on. I'm gonna put Cameron on lights. I'm gonna put him on gafting, so it'll be on lights. And I think I'm gonna put him on audio.
Chill. So Max, it's your first
big step.
Yeah, it's your first film challenge. So what are you hoping to ultimately get out of this?
The basic answer is experience. But more or less, I think not only am I trying to get experience and practice being I've done these film challenges, but I think being in these challenges and activities like this is also going to teach me not only video production skills, but it's also going to teach me time efficiency. And I think that's one thing I need to work on as just a video production student, right? Because there's times during announcements and stuff where we're we're time sensitive or we need to manage this better, right? And in this specific one, I think it's really going to help me and improve on making sure I can not only see leadership roles and how to even stand in them and help, right? Be a part of a group, not just be in the group, but be a part of it. There's a little more to that. But.
That's a great answer.
So
yeah, I think that also kind of leads into for my podcast. I don't remember how many Mondays or Thursdays ago that was. We kind of talked about a little bit. I don't remember. I think it was with Rylan. Just about how VidPro doesn't only give you the experience in film, which it obviously very much does, because that's what the main class is teaching you. But it's also teaching you very inadvertently about leadership and all of those skills that I don't know, Max, are you planning on going to anything with film as your career?
For career pathway, I've really thought into it. And first off, I'm going to serve a church mission right after high school. So that's the goal.
Awesome.
But for schooling, yes, I've thought about going into film. And so I'm hoping these activities will not only prepare me how to, be a good film student, but also teach me techniques how to apply it and like,
That's
you know,
awesome.
use it for further on the job.
That's awesome. So I think, then everybody on this podcast here today is interested in going to film as like a career or for schooling. But
Elliot, bro, what is that face?
I'm having a realization.
okay, but there's plenty of people in this program that don't necessarily want to, and they still can get solid experience out of this weekend and these types of things. Like, I don't think Cameron is I'm not gonna put words in his mouth, but I don't know if he would want to go in the film industry. But regardless, it's still pretty.
He's a fire drummer.
He's still a pretty
drummer.
Musically
it's still
talented.
a really good experience, even if you're not someone who wants to go. Like you were saying, like the networking is really great for the premiering. But I mean, you still get that like having to work so well with the group and figure out your place and all of your leadership skills is still a really good asset that you can learn from this weekend.
True that.
Is there anything you want to add, Elliot? Any questions?
I love film. Yep.
Yeah,
Great.
I love that.
Love that.
I've only got a few words to add to this conversation.
Was that it? No more
I'm
questions?
I'm just here for
Where's the
the-
questions? Do we have more questions?
That was all that I had planned, but we could keep it going. We could just ad-lib it from here.
I mean, like
This question was requested. What is your favorite movie and why?
who is you starting?
Who
We're going this way?
requested that?
Yeah.
Elliot,
Mark!
Elliot,
Go this way. Go this way.
I want to hear Elliot start.
No,
Elliot?
Max start.
Wait, no, can I?
Yeah,
Okay,
start.
Elliot, you
Have
start.
Elliot start.
We'll go this way. Go this way.
Oh no.
Oh, that's actually a really good question. I don't know.
I hate this question.
No,
with a burning
Everything
passion.
Everywhere All at Once. Everything Everywhere All at Once. The editing on that movie is so freaking good. I love it.
It is
so
a really
much.
good
I also
one.
love the message of the
was
movie
tough.
too. I think the cinematography is super good. Just everything about it's like
Also, the fact that it was made during COVID
that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I didn't think
impressive.
about that.
That's
yeah.
impressive.
and all the special effects was done by like 6 people.
Yeah, it's like all on one Premiere file too.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, McKenna, your turn.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, guys. So actually, I'm not gonna give an answer because because let me explain. Because I hate this question with a burning passion. Anytime I mention anything about film, instantly they go, "So what's your favorite film?"
Anyone who would ask the question, "What's your favorite movie and why?" must be an absolute idiot.
That's not where I was going with that. But
Yeah,
kinda what
just
you said.
like
It's what
every
she
single
said.
time, like anytime I'm in a class and we're like doing icebreakers or anything, and I'm like, oh, like I want to go into film, or like that's what I'm interested in, or they know me just from announcements or whatever. They always ask like, what's your favorite movie? And I never have a question. I never have an answer because it always just throws me off guard, and I don't know off the top of my head because it changes so much.
That's a fair point.
My favorite movie
So then
is
it just
Rudy
like
Toilet
makes me
episode
mad, and then
episode
I
63.
and then I look stupid because I'm just sitting there buffering for like 5 minutes. So I actually am not. I'm boycotting this question. Next.
Didn't you ask the
So-
question?
Mine's obviously Emilia Perez, Oscar-winning film. Never mind, it's trash. That film's trash. That film's trash. Okay, it's probably Whiplash just because I relate to it. I don't know.
What?
It's probably
Oh my
Whiplash
God.
or Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting, but I mean, he does. There are some questionable things in Good Will Hunting, but I like Whiplash. I relate to it.
Max.
I'm gonna actually answer the question, but to McKenna's point though, like it yes.
It gets
Does
old.
the W on your shirt stand for Watkins?
Yes. That's exactly why.
His last name is Watkins. If that.
For the record, it is
Yeah.
yes, it is Watkins for the record. But to McKenna's point though, I agree with it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
But I think though it's still kind of a good way to express though what your favorite movie is. I think right now at the moment I'm really I mean, like I might have to go with Remember the Titans. I really like that movie right now.
Oh yeah, we watched that in leadership last year.
It's-
I remember that.
Good movie, right? And I think like not even just that movie. There's sometimes I'll go through like phases, such as like I think Disney movies are honestly a great example of
Oh, yeah.
film as well.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for example, I'd never thought like this movie was like one of my favorites, but I was watching with my family Wreck-It Ralph, and I was like,
That movie's awesome.
and I was like, oh man, what is up with this movie? And I was like, wait, they changed
the message at the end.
the message. They changed the villain archetype and everything. And I was every movie has something different to like learn from it. But I think though, if I had to like pick one right now, my favorite one, Peabody and Sherman.
Wow.
Oh my god!
What?
This movie is fabulous, guys. If you haven't watched,
I wonder why you wanted to make Peabody and Sherman announcements.
to say the least, this movie is peak. I just everywhere.
I've done worse.
I will say though, on my behalf, last night I did watch a movie that I will say that it was pretty good. I don't know if I would ever say if it's like my favorite, but I was watching
Was it
Pursuit
Peabody?
of Happiness last
Oh,
night. And
Pursuit of Happiness
it's
is great.
such a
Cool,
good
I haven't
movie,
seen
and
that.
No, that
the
movie is
theme behind it is
fabulous.
so good, and even like it's almost 20 years later that film came out, it's still such a good
It's-
movie to this day. And
love the
I
message.
love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a good movie.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I don't know if I would say it's my favorite movie right now, but I watched it last night, so it's the one that's on my brain. So yeah,
fair.
solid movie.
Sometimes we
I think we're gonna.
All
I think
right.
we're gonna wrap it up.
Solid podcast.
That was pretty
Gang.
solid.
That was pretty.
Mark,
nifty.
Pretty,
Max.
pretty, pretty
My episode's
nifty.
fire.
That was pretty nifty.
Pretty nifty.
That's
episode.
pretty nifty.
Pretty nifty.
Pretty
That's the name of the
nifty.
episode.
Okay, so we
In
do this
in the
thing.
studio dash.
We do this thing at the end of every episode where we do finger guns at the camera. So we're gonna count down, and we're all gonna do finger guns.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Yeah, like at the middle camera. Okay. Last time me and Jordan did it in 15 minutes, and it was stupid. Okay.